All right, guys, I just want to follow up on that heuristic video and just demonstrate the difference between a true valid heuristic and a fake heuristic that means nothing. So some of you may have taken physics classes. There we go. And so here is a free body diagram. So this free body diagram is a way that we teach Newton's laws, for example, with a very simple heuristic. So this square box here with this M in it, M simply stands for mass, and it's the mass of this object. Now we just draw it as a square box because that's simple, because it's a heuristic, because it's just a simple way to draw something that could be much more complex in reality. I mean, this could be a vehicle, it could be an airplane, it could be something, you know, with all sorts of jagged points and edges on it or whatever. It can be some object, some extremely complex mechanical object of some sort. A jet engine. It can be a jet engine, right? But with a simple, valid heuristic, we want to reduce it to the outside forces that are acting on this object so that we can determine what this object is going to do. So we create this simple heuristic diagram and we say, well, here's the mass of the object. And then here's some force acting on it in one direction, say 5 newtons, and here's a force acting on it in another direction, say 10 newtons, and here's the gravitational force acting on it. That's mass times the force of gravity, and you get the newtons for that. And so this is a simple heuristic of how to teach Newton's laws and how to work with Newton's laws. This is a heuristic, and it's a valid heuristic because you're actually working with the real laws, and then you apply the laws, Newton's laws, as they actually exist, right? Forces balance and forces cancel each other out and whatnot, and force equals mass times acceleration, and distance equals 0.5 times acceleration times time squared and all that sort of stuff. You use these Newton's laws and these kinematics and dynamics and things like that, and you use them all in a valid way, and you get things that will actually result in reality. So no matter what this shape is, can be anything. If you apply the forces to it properly, then you'll get how that shape is going to behave in terms of acceleration and velocity and things like that. So this is a heuristic, and it's a valid heuristic, and it actually teaches you something about the way reality actually works. And you can really apply Newton's laws to a heuristic like this through this heuristic and actually learn about how reality is going to behave. Okay? So now let's look at this supposed heuristic of climate science and their greenhouse effect. Oops. Okay, I'm just scrolling through my thing there. So this is the heuristic that they're showing us. Does this heuristic actually teach us about reality? In this heuristic of this flat Earth, so this is a heuristic which utilizes a flat Earth and which utilizes sunlight spread over the entire surface of this flat Earth at once. And from this, you then, by consequence, have to generate some mathematics and supposed physics where the atmosphere generates twice the heat for the Earth than the sun does. So there are valid heuristics and there are false heuristics. Valid heuristics is what we just saw with this simple free body diagram, what we call a free body diagram, to learn things like Newton's laws and how forces cancel each other out and how forces all add up to result in a net motion. Here is climate physics, and climate physics' greenhouse effect and the basis of climate alarm, and here's their heuristic. Here's their free body diagram of the Earth. Their free body diagram of the Earth is a flat Earth. Now that's not quite actually valid, is it? To make a free body diagram with the Earth being flat for the whole globe, for the whole thing, with sunshine spread over the entire surface of the Earth at once. That's not a valid heuristic. So there are true heuristics and there are fake heuristics. The heuristic, supposed heuristic of climate physics' greenhouse effect, where they make a flat Earth. Look, it's literally drawn as a flat line, people. I love how physicists try to deny this and try to say, oh, come up with all these dumb arguments to try and get around it. You drew a damned flat line on a piece of paper and you called it the Earth. You dumbasses. God. Here's the air above it. Here's the sunlight being spread over the entire surface of a flat Earth, which you drew as a flat line at once. Does sunlight spread over the entire surface area of the Earth at once? No. So that's what they did. It's a fake heuristic, and because they spread the sunlight over the entire surface area of the Earth at once, it makes sunlight freezing cold, unable to heat anything above minus 18 degrees Celsius. They then invent this fake version of a greenhouse effect, which is not the real greenhouse effect, which they say requires that the atmosphere to provide twice the heat to the Earth than the sun does. Fake heuristics, not reality, not representing reality, not an accurate free body diagram. It's a fake, false free body diagram that represents nothing. Fake heuristics versus good, true heuristics. Here, I'll show you a different heuristic of the planet Earth. Let me pull it up here for a sec. All right, so here's a heuristic that I made where I attempted to create a heuristic for understanding how radiation and solar energy interacts with the planet Earth. Here's a heuristic I made. Now, this is a reasonable heuristic, isn't it? Here we have a spherical Earth and we have real sunshine, which is actually quite hot. And with this sunshine, you can actually generate the climate. With their flat Earth heuristic and their fake greenhouse effect, the sun can't create the climate, and the climate needs to create itself. Now, look at this here. I want to show you something about this heuristic. I'm going to do a different video on this because I'm going to cut this one short here, but just to give you an indication. See, sunlight is coming in here. It comes in quite at a warm temperature, warm enough temperature when it's still on the ground to generate asphalt that's 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Hot as heck, or way hotter than 100 degrees Fahrenheit, even way above that even. You can't even walk on asphalt in the summertime. It's so hot. Anyway, what comes out is this effective temperature. What comes out of the Earth is Earth emitting over its entire surface area. And Earth emitting over its entire surface area emits this power of energy, which is minus 18 degrees Celsius. And look at what equation it is. It's the flux of the sun multiplied by the absorptivity divided by 4. Look, that's the output. That's the output of the planet Earth. What did they do in their diagrams? That's their input. They have reversed reality. Their heuristic is a reversal of reality. It's an inversion of reality, let alone that it's a flat Earth heuristic, right? These people are such frauds when they try to use this argument. Oh, it's only heuristic. It's a heuristic of a flat Earth, and you're a goddamn fraud. Sorry for my swearing. Maybe I'll cut that out. All right. How long was that? I don't know. 8 minutes. All right, guys. Take care. I'm about to head out. How do you like these lights? Isn't that a nice look? Really nice in here. My wife and I came up with that idea together, making it look like that. I really like this basement. I did it all myself. All right. Take care, you guys. Bye-bye.